Welcome, folks. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber 2025. What happened, what my thoughts are, how our predictions turned out. You guys hopefully joined the stream last night. The boys here at the channel, the Horsemen, they hosted. I was out at Super Shogun at camp last night, and we sat and watched the pay-per-view there after training, so I wasn't able to jump on the stream. I got home shortly after it ended, but I was able to watch the whole event, and I have some thoughts. We were in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Rogers Centre, of course, Trish Stratus's hometown, and we'll get to Trish, but we started out, folks. We have our commentators, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Wade Barrett. Alicia Taylor, the ring announcer. I've mentioned before that I know Alicia. Well, I haven't talked to her in years, but I used to know Alicia Taylor through indie wrestling when she was just a musician. Not just a musician, but she wasn't in the wrestling business. She was a musician touring, and she would come home to Saginaw, and she would sit front row at the shows. I remember because I was ring announcing back then. Always a very sweet, pleasant individual, super cool, and very talented. So kudos to Alicia for being the ring announcer on the pay-per-view last night. Good for her. Very happy for Alicia Taylor. Women's Elimination Chamber match. Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Bayley versus Alexa Bliss versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez. Naomi and Liv were going to start out, and Jade Cargill comes rushing in, making a return. We knew she was due back from the Performance Center, and what a time and way to make her reemergence and reappear and take vengeance out on Naomi. Apparently, according to Jade's reaction, Naomi was the one responsible. Bianca looked on in abject horror as Jade brutalized Naomi, slamming her into the cage door. I thought it was great. Jade looked like $1 million. And I don't say that just because of her aesthetics, which those speak for themselves. Just everything she did looked good. I'm hoping that her work in the ring translates as well as she went back to the Performance Center and got some more training and honed her craft, as it were, a little more, because I want to see her succeed, whereas Tony Khan, well, never mind. But so Jade's back now, and we'll have that angle playing out. But this match was good. This was a very good Women's Elimination Chamber match, and I've heard a couple other reviews. Oh, it was garbage. It was a botch fest. I'm like, I'm sitting around watching it with a bunch of other workers, and there wasn't really much complaining going on about the mechanics of the match. Liv is a fucking bona fide star. We used to talk about how well Rhea Ripley sells everything, and she still does. But Liv Morgan, where she started to where she is now, has improved so much. And yeah, she worked. She's probably the MVP of that match, honestly. You can say what you want about Bianca Belair winning. Liv is the MVP of that match. That spot where Bianca whipped her with her hair so hard it cut her and you could hear it crack, that was brutal. And Liv took it. She bleeds all the time. That is just dedication. And yeah, Liv showed out last night. Bianca got the win. You had the other Alexa Bliss in there. She showed out all right. Some of her stuff didn't look as crisp, but I wouldn't call it outright botches. There was a few spots that were shaky, but they were covered nicely from a worker's perspective. Bayley was eliminated. I believe it was first, but no, overall good match. Bianca got the W, and Rhea came out afterwards, and then Io Sky, because tomorrow night on Raw, Io Sky, which we'll be covering live on the channel, Io Sky is facing Rhea Ripley for that title. I don't see them taking the title off Rhea because the money is in Bianca versus Rhea going into WrestleMania. I still would love to see that Jade beat the shit out of Naomi, and it wasn't Naomi, it was Bianca, and there's a heel turn, which would be a great thing with the John Cena heel turn that happened later. And I hate to bury the lead on that, but we'll get there because I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well done. So Bianca wins. She's going to go on to face the winner of Io and Rhea at WrestleMania. I called that. Our panel had Tony and Chris had Roxanne Perez. Draven had Alexa Bliss. I said Bianca, and just simply because it made the most sense for her to win. The tag match, we had Trish Stratus, the hometown girl, and Tiffy Time, one of the women's champions, versus the Rogue Leviathan, Refrigerator Jax, and Candice LeRae, the Poison Pixie. And everybody on the panel picked the two blondes on a waterbed ride, and we would have been correct. Good match. Not Trish took more heat than I thought she would. Tiff took quite a bit too, though. Good match. No, nothing really spectacular to write home about. It was a match that happened. Didn't hate it. It was a serviceable match. Trish got a big pop. Tiff got a big pop. And the heels did heel things. And the babies went over, and that's fine. I was absolutely fine with that. Unsanctioned match. Zayn, Owens. Everybody picked Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens won to the surprise of nobody. And what was a brutal match, I will say that. If it's an unsanctioned match, I don't think the guys should come down with entrance music. There should be no entrance music. The referee was like, he was dressed differently. He was unsanctioned referee. But he got knocked out. And then here comes regular referee Charles Robinson, and he eats a fucking clothesline. Then we're down to the third ref. Kevin went over. But the post-match, Randy Orton coming back. That was fantastic. Orton, again, looks great. And this sets up leading into WrestleMania with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Now you've got, 5 weeks? Actually 6 weeks, if you really look at the calendar, to build that up before WrestleMania. So, more than adequate time. Not that the story needs much more build to it, but you can't give it away beforehand now. So, you have to get creative, and there's I named off, a handful of ways between promos, vignettes, interfering in matches, things of the like. They're facing opposite opponents. You'll probably have a contract sign. I don't know if you have a contract signing. You could, depending on the stipulations for the match. But no, I think this will be a decent match on the card. Randy Orton, of course, will elevate it. Not that Kevin Owens won't do the same thing. Men's chamber match, main event. Men's chamber match. I picked Drew McIntyre. Tony picked John Cena. Chris picked CM Punk. Draven picked CM Punk. John Cena ended up going over. You, of course, had Damian Priest in this as well. And Logan Paul. Like I said, this was John Cena versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul. All right. There was no point in time that I looked at that and I thought that Seth Rollins was going to win, let alone come down to the final three. Drew McIntyre being the first eliminated completely shot my entire prediction for this, which is okay. I'm not upset that Drew lost the match just because he lost the match. I was more upset that Drew lost the match because I feel like Drew deserves to be elevated even more. The guy is coming off the best year of his career, and to put him in some half-ass match at WrestleMania with Damian Priest, because Priest beat him with a roll-up and eliminated him from the chamber match with a roll-up, it's so anticlimactic to the year he had, leading up to what should be, I don't want to say his WrestleMania moment, because I don't feel like everybody is entitled this whole, I got to have my WrestleMania moment. No, you need to earn that's why the split to 2 nights for WrestleMania is so bad. It's so bad for the product because it dilutes the meaning of getting a WrestleMania match. Now you've got 2 nights worth of mediocre matches when you could have one card full of bangers, but they don't think like that. We have to soak as much money out and charge these exorbitant ticket prices and price our fans out of attending what should be a destination for your everyday fans, your ardent fans. And that's my issue with that. But back to the match, Seth Rollins, he had a good night, him making it down to the final 3. Logan Paul did some big spots. I love Logan Paul. He's really grown on me as a performer. I respect the hell out of him for the work he puts in. And got eliminated. Like I said, Damian Priest, to me, is directionless right now. When he ran into Cody Rhodes at SmackDown a couple weeks ago and was talking about, oh, well, I want to tell you that if I win Chamber, when I win the Elimination Chamber, I'm come for that title. And at no point were you ever like, yeah, Damian Priest could win this thing. You look at CM Punk, you're like, yeah, CM Punk could win this thing. John Cena winning, man, did this really happen this way? I was still shocked. But The Rock promo, Rock comes out, Cena and Cody. Cody came out, and he's coming out to congratulate John Cena. They have their moment, and out comes The Rock in bedazzled bell bottoms and, a Liberace collar. Got to smack the goosebumps there. But no, when Cena hugged Cody, first of all, let's not bury the Cody telling Rock to,
hey, Rock, go fuck yourself.
Cena hugs him, and then you see Cena give him the look, and The Rock does the like that. And the beating of Cody Rhodes by John Cena commenced. This was great. I've seen it compared to the NWO. I don't think so. I don't think this is on the same level as Scott Hall and Kevin Nash turning Hulk Hogan heel at Bash at the Beach 1996. I don't know. I won't see it that way. I thought it was a great heel turn, one that was way overdue, but at the same time, it's not an NWO level turn. In my estimation, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there a lot smarter than me that may say it is. I just don't feel like that I can acquiesce. John Cena is to one generation what Hulk Hogan is to my generation. So I guess the turn in that could be, and maybe I'm just no-selling it because I'm so biased towards the original NWO and all of that came with it when I was growing up and as a young wrestling fan. But this, it will look back with the benefit of hindsight and be able to compare this. But the only thing was, is it though? Time will tell, Ponders, what's going to happen the rest of this year. Cena loses at Mania and that's it, or does he win at Mania? Cody has to chase again. I don't want to see Cody chase, even though the money is in the chase if you're a babyface. Cody Rhodes' title reign has been so boring. So to see him lose the title to a heel John Cena and let him ride out the rest of the year with it and then maybe lose it at the end of the year, I would be okay with that, but not to Cody Rhodes. Somebody else. This is why Jey Uso should, I'm telling you, it should be Jey Uso that should chase John Cena after that. Who knows? But that's... Jey Uso going after Gunther after winning the Royal Rumble is like when Austin Theory cashed in his Money in the Bank on the U.S. title. Like, nobody does that shit. Like, why would you do that? Anyway, I thought the show was good. I thought this was one of the best PLEs that they have put on recently. And not one of the best ever. No, I'm not saying that. But one of the best ones they've done recently. Yes, this is up there in terms of quality. Both chamber matches, like I said, even the women's was very solid this time. So kudos to the ladies who busted their asses in that cage last night in Toronto, and the gentlemen as well. Tag match was good. Even the unsanctioned match, which I was looking at as like a let's go smoke a joint and bathroom break match, that was good too. So no glaring deficiencies. Like I said, the promo spot at the end, it's got people talking again. It's got that WrestleMania season buzz finally starting to percolate a little bit, and even with cynical assholes like me who are, still in the business and look at this like, is this really that good, or is it just the fans that are, overly inflating mid-level stuff? But no, last night was a very, very solid premium live event by WWE. Now let's see if they can keep this momentum going tomorrow night on Raw, as we'll be covering that live here on the channel. Join as a channel member and you get to watch with us, and we'll be going live afterwards to break it all down. Tuesday Night Terrorvision returns Tuesday night, 8:35 Eastern. Myself and Mrs. Co-host Trina will be here to break down Ghost in the Shell from 1993 with our good friend, my brother, monoTony will be here, my co-host for Monday night. A lot more content coming during the week. More on patreon.com. You get Victor Crowley this week, full commentary. Channel members, there's more coming for you in form of video, early releases. That's it, gang. So until the next time, folks, leave your thoughts in the comments below. If today's the day I've earned it, subscribe. turn that red button gray, share the video out. Like I said, if you disagree, let me hear down below. We can always have a great discourse in the comment section. But until next time, I am Pete Daddy Dollar from Wrestling with Horror. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.